Good morning, 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 good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm coming for you, Simon Blackman. I'm coming to you from the beautiful sunny California, the grounds of the Museum of Natural History. Here is where you find dinosaurs and all of these stuff. But this morning we're going to find out what was responsible for pushing Lucifer over the edge. Now people, if you're going to hang out with me for a couple of minutes, I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be taking a lot of this study from the book of Enoch. So this is what I want you to do. If you're going to be here for the next couple of minutes with me, I want you to go in the Google App Store and download the book of Enoch, the free book of Enoch. Because we are going to be coming from that this morning, this bright and early morning in California. I think in some part of the world it's about 11 o'clock in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In New York it might be about 10 o'clock. I just wanted to come early today. Early today. Yes, my people, my people, my people. The most beautiful people in the entire diaspora. The people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Today we're going to talk about the Most High on this blessed Sabbath day. The Most High say, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. It's not my Sabbath. It's not anyone's Sabbath. This is the Most High Sabbath. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but on the Sabbath, which is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, in it you shall do no work. That is special for man to come and acknowledge God as Creator. Yes, my people, my people. So today we're going to find out what pushed Lucifer over the edge. And we are going to read from the Bible. We are going to take most of it from the book of Enoch. The book that the Caucasians took out of the Bible because they didn't want the Most High people to know who they are. They didn't want us to get a full understanding of the word of the Most High. So they tampered with the Bible. They took out all of these books, all of these wonderful books. Can you imagine? People, imagine this. A man who lives such a righteous life that the Most High say, you know what? I am not going to allow you to suffer death. I'm going to bring you up into heaven and you're going to stay here and I'm going to send you back later to do some good work for me. You mean to tell me of his righteous life he didn't have nothing to say to his people? To his people in the future? No. That's why they take it out. Because they don't want you to know a lot. I know I catch a lot of people off guard. A lot of people will be sleeping. So if you are home sleeping, that's quite okay. That's quite okay. You will catch it on the rerun today. You'll get it on the rerun today. No time to waste. I want to have the rest of the day for myself. I want to just sit back and relax. So today I come in early. Who get it live, get it live. Who don't get it live, don't get it live. So now, so here we are on the grounds of the Museum of Natural History in California, and today we are going to go live and we are going to find out what pushed Lucifer over the edge. They have even, the minions have even taken away my ability. They have even taken away my ability to invite people. Let me invite a few more people, man. At least they'll see the notification. Yes. Nice, 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 nice. I am happy today. Today is a wonderful day. Life is wonderful. Life is marvelous. It's not perfect, but it's marvelous, especially knowing that I have the favor of the Creator. During the morning, I had some very big victory over the enemy, over the Caucasians, over the wicked bunch of people, the Caucasians. That's some big victory overnight. Wonderful victory that the Most High had taken me to a new level. You understand? The Most High have taken me to a new level, a frightening level for them. Let them be afraid. Let the human be afraid. The Most High have took me to a new level, and I am happy. I can rejoice. For God is good, right? Let us start this morning lesson out with a word of prayer. I'm so happy. Now, oh dear and heavenly Father, creator of heaven and earth, creator of the very existence of existence, Most High, I come before you this morning on this, the Sabbath day, to say thanks and to give you glory and to share your word with your people. Man, he whom you have created, bless my thoughts, bless my mouth. Let me represent only what you want to be represented here today. I thank you in Yahweh's name. In Yahweh's name I say, let it be done. Now, we'll start off this morning by reading 1 Corinthians 14. Let us go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 14. And the part we want to say here in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, it says, that God is not the author of confusion. That is what we want to get here. Remember, Corinthians says, the 1 Corinthians says that God is not the author of confusion. That means whatever the Most High do, it is done in harmony and in order, right? The Most High is not the author of confusion. Whatever the Most High do, it is done in harmony and without confusion. That is the first thing we have to come to terms with. So let us go to Psalms 8, 4 and 5. Psalms chapter 8, 4 and 5. Psalms chapter 8, verse 4 and 5. Psalms chapter 8 and 4 and 5 have a lot to do with what we're going to speak about here. Because what is it saying? What is man that thou art mindful of him? Or the son of man? What is mankind that you are mindful of him? Or man that you would care for him? For you have made him a little lower than the angels and crowned him with glory and honor. So here we see in the Most High saying is in Psalms that he have made man a little lower than the angels and he crowned him with glory. So man was made a little lower than the angels. Right? Now, so we want to discover what pushed Lucifer over the edge. Why did Lucifer, through nature, came out to that extent where Lucifer wanted to be like the Most High? He wanted to ascend the heaven and the stars. Right? So let us go to the book of Enoch, as I told you to download a little earlier. Go to the book of Enoch. And we're going to chapter 14. Enoch chapter 14. And we're going to read from chapter 14, verse 14, all the way down to 24. Enoch chapter 14, verse 14, all the way down to 24. Well, what Enoch chapter 14, verse 14 to 24 is describing, it is giving you another view or another look at the Most High as he sits in splendor and glory and fearfulness in the heavens, right? At the Most High, the creator of heaven and earth, our supreme creator, our supreme God, as he sits in the heavenly realms in splendor and glory. We see Paul give us a description of the Most High in Revelation and his kingdom. But you have to remember that a king will have more than one city, or more than one castle, more than one throne room. For example, in England, Queen Elizabeth have Buckingham Palace, she have Windsor Palace, and she have other palaces that she go and frequent and spend a lot of time in. In the same way, the Most High has different throne room in his big vast kingdom. And he have a throne room where he conduct war, throne room where he is praised and give honor and glory. So this one, listen to this description. And he commanded them, saying, Thus said the king, strengthen yourself and be valiant. I think I am I'm not in I am not in the book of Enoch, that is for sure. I was in the book of Joshua. So Enoch 14. Okay, I'm in the book of Enoch now. So as I told you before, we're discussing the throne room of the Most High. From Enoch, the book of Enoch, chapter 14, verse 14, and reading all the way down to verse 25. And behold, there was another habitation, more spacious than the former, every entrance to which was open before me, erected in the midst of a vibrating flame. So here we have another habitation that was erected in the midst of a vibrating flame. And what that is, I don't know. All I know is it's fire. And all of the doors were open before Enoch. So greatly did it excel in all points, in glory, in magnificence, in magnitude, that it was impossible to describe to you either the splendor or the extent of it. Its floor was of fire. Above were lightning and agitating star, while the roof was exhibited a blazing fire. So Enoch is saying, in this new place, right, that was so splendor and glory, that is so beautiful, the floor of that place was fire. Fire. Fire that man are afraid of. Fire that consumes the flesh of man. Above was lightning and agitating stars, while the roof exhibited blazing fire. That is the introduction of this new part where the Most High is supposed to be. Attentively I surveyed, and I saw that it contained an exalted throne. An exalted throne. The appearance was like that of frost. So here we see, Enoch have surveyed it, and he see an exalted throne, the appearance of which was like frost, while its circumference resembled the orb of the brilliant sun, and there was voices of cherubim. This is an awesome spectacle that Enoch is describing here. So you wonder, how come a man like Enoch, that have lived such a wonderful and marvelous life, that the Most High have saw it fit to spare him death and take him into his heavenly kingdom, does not have anything to say? Why did they take it out of the Bible is a good question that we have to ask them. From beneath this mighty throne, rivers of flaming fire issued. To look upon it was impossible. So to look upon this throne that Enoch have saw and is now describing was impossible. You see, Enoch was given special privilege to look upon this throne. Why? Because he had to come and bring it so that the Most High people will know what this throne looked like. And one great in glory sat upon it, whose robe was brighter than the sun and whiter than snow. Can you imagine anything brighter than the sun? Can you fathom in your mind that there is something that is so bright, it is brighter than the sun? Can you imagine anything that is whiter? You can imagine anything that is whiter than snow? I personally cannot see anything that is brighter than the sun or whiter than the sun. But however, Enoch is saying what the Most High allow him to see so that he can report to us. The robe of him who sat upon the throne that looked like frost was brighter than the sun, and it was whiter than snow. No angels was capable of penetrating to view the face of him, the glorious and the effulgent or the brightness, nor could any mortal behold him. Fire was flaming all around him. This is a fearful representation of the great King of creation, that no angel was capable of seeing or penetrating the view of his face, the glory and the brilliance, nor could any mortal behold him. So this is what we are seeing here, is that the environment of the Most High throne, when he sat on it with all of his splendor and glory that looked like the sun, his robe that was brighter than the sun, and the blazing fire that penetrates from beneath his throne, and all around him, the glory was so brilliant that not even the angel can see through the glory. So therefore, we must conclude that no angel have ever seen the face of the Most High. No angel have ever seen the face of the Most High, because his glory is so bright, it's so brilliant, that they cannot penetrate the glory of the Most High to see within his presence. And this is an awesome thing, right? This is an awesome thing. A fire also of great extent continue to rise up above him, so that not one of those who surround him was capable of approaching him. Could you imagine this? That the glory of the Most High was so brilliant and so bright that not even anyone who surrounded him was capable or able to approach the Most High. That is how fearful, that is how awesome the Most High was. That is how awesome the Most High appearance is. That even those whom he have created and put in his presence to serve him is unable to approach the throne of the Almighty Creator Yahweh. No angel have ever seen the face of the Most High. So now that we have gotten that part out of the way, let us go to the book of Enoch, chapter 48. The book of Enoch, chapter 48. And 48 have two sections. It's 48:1 and 48:2. We're going to do the book of Enoch, chapter 48:1. Let's go down to verse 3. And now listen to what it's saying now. We're speaking about Yahawasha, the Son of God, who they call Jesus, right? Before the suns and the signs were created, before the stars of heaven were formed, his name was invoked in the presence of the Lords of Spirit. A support shall he be for the righteous and the holy to lean upon without falling, and he shall be the light of nations. So we are speaking about the Son of the Most High here. So here we have seen, before the sun was created, before the signs were created, before the stars of heaven were created, the name of Yahawasha, the name of Jesus, was invoked in the presence of the Most High. Let us go down to 5. Therefore, the elect and the concealed one existed in the presence before the world were created forever. So he said, therefore the elect and the concealed one were existed in his presence before the world was created. So therefore, here we want to conclude here, that before the world was created, before the world was created, the heavens and the stars, the universe and the galaxies, God created his son and he put him in his presence. So even he concealed him in his presence, right? So the Most High created Yahushua or Jesus and concealed him in his presence before the world was created. Now, and this is very important to know. Now let us go to the book of Joshua, (61:10). 61:10. You see, I'm giving you these texts. I'm painting a picture for you. And after I'm finished painting the picture, I'm going to tie it all together so you can see why Lucifer. So you can see why Lucifer was pushed over the edge and start a war against the Most High. The book of Joshua, we go to 61 and we're going to 10. 61:10. Then shall the kings, princes, and all who possess the earth glorify him who has dominion over all things, him who was concealed from the beginning. The Son of Man existed in secret, whom the Most High preserved in his presence of his power and revealed to the elect. So here we see what this is saying, that the Son of Man, Yahushua or Jesus, he existed long before the beginning, and the Most High concealed him in his presence, hid him away in his presence, right? And he preserved him in his presence of his power and revealed him to the elect. So after he had him in his presence for a long while, then the Most High revealed him to all the elect. There you see, homosexuals, all of them come in. They will come. Let them come. Let them come. Right? The Most High revealed him to the elect. You understand? So there we see that in a place, in an existence, before the Most High holy throne, where his persona reflects, that is as brighter than the sun. He has a robe around him that was brighter than the sun. Beneath his throne were a river of flames of fire portrayed. Right? His throne was like frost, and there was fire all around him. No angels was able to penetrate the Most High glory to see his face or to see what is in his presence. The Most High put Yahushua in his presence because he wanted Yahushua or Jesus to be just like him in person, in character, in attitude, in behavior. Yahushua, when he was created, was not exposed to anyone or anything but to the perfection and the righteousness and the glory of the Most High, of the Creator. And this is important for us to know. Yahushua, he was made, he was man, he was created. He is the first thing the Most High created. He created a man in his heavenly realms. He blessed him with power and honor and glory. He hid him away in his presence. in a presence where not even angels could penetrate the glory to see what is in his presence. So therefore, when Lucifer was in charge of the affairs of heaven, when all of the archangel Michael, who was under Lucifer command and supervision, Gabriel, Raphael, Phaneal, and Uriel, and all the other angels were under Lucifer command and supervision, Jesus Christ was there long before Lucifer, in the presence of the Father. Long before Lucifer was created, Jesus Christ was there in the presence of his Father, concealed and preserved, unknowing to the heavenly host that was given praise to the Most High. In other words, the Most High had Jesus Christ at his right hand, at his throne, and every praise that comes from his heavenly host also not only went to the Most High, it also went to Jesus Christ, who was at the throne, hidden away, preserved in the presence of the Most High. It is important to understand this. It is important to understand this, right? So nobody knew about Lucifer. Sorry, nobody know about the Most High. Blessed Sabbath, Natasha. I started early today. Nobody know about Jesus Christ. They all could see the glory of the Most High, but they didn't know in the Most High glory that Jesus Christ existed there before the world was created. The first thing that the Most High created was his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, and he hid him away in his presence. He hid him away in his presence. So when Lucifer was leading the heavenly throne in praise and glory, and Lucifer thought that after the Most High, he was in charge, no, Jesus Christ, Yahweh, have already been created before heavens was created. And the Most High put him to stand in his presence. And nobody knew that Jesus Christ was in the presence of the Most High. They were praising the Most High for centuries, not knowing that Jesus Christ was in the presence of the Most High. Because the Most High wanted Yahweh to become just like him, in character, in spirit, in every aspect of his being. The Most High wanted Jesus Christ to become just like him. That is why he exposed him to no one or to nothing but his righteousness, his love, his honor, his glory, his faithfulness. It's important that we understand that. It is important that we understand that. That is why they take the book of Enoch out of the Bible, because they don't want us to understand that. Right? But remember, this chapter says that the Most High is going to reveal his Son, Jesus Christ. In the long run, we're going to reveal his very most precious, the one that he loved the most out of any creature he have ever created. The Most High loved Jesus the most. That's why he put him in his presence. That's why he hid him away in his presence, because he loved him so much. You understand? He hid him away in his presence. And while all of the heavenly hosts was praising Jesus, was praising the Most High, Jesus was getting the praise because he was there, right in the midst and the glory of the Most High, absorbing all of the praise. You understand? So now, as we just read, in the book of Enoch, chapter 61, verse 10, it says that Let us read it over. Then shall the kings, the prince, and all that possess the earth glorify him who has dominion over all things. Him who was concealed. Jesus Christ is speaking about the Most High loved him so much he gave him dominion over all things. Him who was concealed from the beginning, the Son of Man, existed in secret, whom the Most High preserved in his presence of his power and revealed him to the elect. So we have to go to the Quran now. We have to go to the Holy Quran now. And the Quran is going to paint a picture. But you see, the Quran got it wrong. The Quran got it wrong. So let us go down. Let us read from 28. From 28. 28 in the book of Al-Bajara. Al-Bajara or the heifer. Al-Bajara or the heifer. And we read from 27. We'll read from 28. The book of Al-Bajara, the second book of the Quran. And we're going to verse 28. Right? And we're going to read from there. Because there's something interesting that is going to pop up right in this thing. How can you deny God? Remember, this is from the Quran. How can you deny God? When you were dead, he gave you life. Then he will put you to death. Then he will bring you to life. Then to him you will be returned. It is he who created everything on the earth, then turned to the heavens and made the 7 heavens. And he is aware of all things. Then your Lord said to the angels, I am placing a successor on the earth. This says, will you place someone who will cause corruption in it and bloodshed? While we declare your praises and sanctify you. He said, I know what you do not know. He taught Adam, which is, they are referring to the earthly Adam. But this is not the earthly Adam. He is speaking about the one who he had in his presence, who he created before he created anything else, Yahweh or Jesus Christ. That's what he's speaking about here. The Muslim is thinking that this revelation is speaking about Adam, the man who was the husband of Eve, but it is not speaking about Adam, the husband of Eve. It is speaking about the first Adam, the first man that was created and hid him away in his presence. And he taught Adam the name of them all. Then he presented them to the angel and said, tell me the name of these if you are sincere. They said, glory be to you. We have no knowledge except for what you taught us. It is you who are the knowledgeable and wise. He said, O Adam, the first man, the one who he created in his presence and hid in his presence, O Adam, tell them the name. So therefore, well, just before the Most High revealed Yahweh, Jesus Christ, to the heavenly realms, he had a chat with him and he said, I'm going to make a man, right? I'm going to make men. So Adam, the Most High, kept Yahweh in his presence for such a long time. The Most High kept Yahweh in his presence for such a long time that now he's going to reveal him. Verse 34. And we said to the angels, bow down to Adam. They bowed down except Satan. He refused, was arrogant, and was a disbeliever. So Satan was the only of the angel when the Most High presented Yahweh or Jesus Christ or the very first Adam before his heavenly host. Satan was the only one who refused to bow down. Michael recognized that his father, Yahweh, is sovereign in all things. Michael recognized that the Most High is sovereign in all things, and whatever he says, he was going to follow. Gabriel, Raphael, Phanuel, and the other archangels realized that the Most High is sovereign, and there is no one who stands above him. And if he give them, he is a God of order. As 1 Corinthians says, he's not a God of confusion, he's a God of order. So if the Most High is presenting someone, and he said, bow before this one, because the Most High is not a God of confusion, you have to believe that this one is superior to everyone who is going to bow to him. Why he is superior? Because he was created first. He was elevated above every creature that the Most High have created. He was created first. He was elevated above every creature that the Most High have created, and the Most High have bestowed power and honor and glory upon Yahweh, even beyond that which he bestowed upon Lucifer. You understand? So all of the other angels accepted Yahweh as their superior except Lucifer. So this is what pushed Lucifer over the edge. He was most beautiful. Lucifer's appearance was even more beautiful than that of Jesus Christ. Lucifer's appearance was even more beautiful than that of Jesus Christ. You gotta believe it. But he wasn't as loved by the Most High as Jesus Christ was. He didn't have the kind of power that the Most High had bestowed upon Jesus Christ. You understand? So even if he was more beautiful in his appearance, he couldn't step in to the Most High, to the Son, Yahweh's shoes, Jesus Christ's shoes, where power and honor and glory were concerned. So when Lucifer looked at Jesus Christ, that the Most High is telling him to bow down to, and he looked at himself, he compared the appearance of himself to Jesus Christ, and he realized, I am even more beautiful than him. So why should I bow down? That is why in Ezekiel 28, 16 and 17, the Most High declared to Ezekiel, your heart became proud on account of your beauty. Your heart became proud on account of your beauty. The Most High is speaking, is telling Ezekiel what he told to Lucifer. He said, Lucifer, your heart become proud on account of your beauty. You have to remember that you are not beautiful because of anything that you do. You are beautiful. You are more beautiful than my son, the one who I love more than you. Why? Because I made you more beautiful than him. It is not for him to be beautiful like you. You understand? But he has more power, he has more honor, he has more glory than you. And he go on to say, you corrupt your wisdom because of your splendor. Ezekiel 28, 16 and 17. So, because you use the beauty that I gave you to reject the one who I love more than you, to reject the one who is superior to you, to reject the one who was here before you, to reject the one who is before you. So I throw you down to the earth to make a spectacle of you before kings. I throw you down to the earth to make a spectacle of you before kings. You understand that? A spectacle. Meaning that the Most High take away the beauty that he gives to Lucifer and now he turn down to the earth so that he can become a spectacle before kings. That is why Lucifer conceals himself. That is why he's always concealed. Because he become a spectacle. Not something beautiful to look at as he was before he rejected the Son of the Most High. But he become a spectacle. Something of shame and contempt and grotesqueness that will make children cry and scream when they see his appearance. Now, he is exhibited even by his followers as a goat, an ordinary goat, a man that looks like a goat, a devil that now has the appearance of a goat. So from being the bright and morning star with all manner of rubies and jade and jasper stone that make him look awesome and beautiful, the Most High say, and because of your disobedience, because of your arrogance, because you refuse to worship him who I created before you, him whom I bless with honor, praise, and glory, and him who sat in my presence for eternities and was praised and worshipped by you and others. I'm going to cast you out to the earth, and I'm going to make you a spectacle of shame before kings. That is why when his worshippers, the worshippers, Luciferians, Titanic worshippers, when they build an image in honor of their God, he is like a big ram goat with two big nasty horns. And that is because the Most High punished him for his arrogance and for his disobedience. Lucifer thought that his beauty had anything to do with his. His beauty had nothing to do with him. His beauty had absolutely nothing to do with him. His beauty had everything to do with a gift of love to him, to the Most High. And how did he repay the Most High for his gift of love? With disobedience. That is why Most High cast him out. Remember, the Most High would never take someone who is lower than Lucifer, or lower than Michael, or lower than Gabriel, or lower than Nathaniel, or lower than Raphael, or lower than Uriel, his archangels, and tell them to bow down to him. The Most High is a God of order. He declared that in Corinthians, I am a God of order. I'm not the author of confusion. So when the Most High tell him to bow down to Yahweh, to Jesus Christ, we know for a sure, for surety, that Jesus Christ was created before the stars and the suns and the heavens were created, before the world was created. You understand? And he was put in the presence of the Most High, in the blinding beauty and glory that not even an angel can penetrate. Angel could stare at the throne of the Most High forever, and they could not penetrate the glory and the beauty. If you did not hear how the glory and the beauty is, go back and watch the start of the video, because I know I started quite early. You understand? Go back and look at the start of the video, and you'll see how it is described that the Most High, whose likeness was brighter than the sun, he sat on a throne that looked like frost. And you have to remember, Enoch was given the opportunity to see this. Not that he was capable of, but the Most High allowed him open his eyes and allow him the opportunity to peer through his glory, something that the angels was not given the privilege to. So when Enoch peered through the Most High glory, because Enoch had to come back to report to us so that we can have hope that the Most High is living in splendor and glory. And when Jesus says in the New Testament, no man, no creature have seen the Father but the Son, that means not even Lucifer have ever seen the Most High. Michael have not seen the Most High. They only see his glory. They have never seen his face. But Yahweh Jesus Christ, who was in the presence of the Most High, who was hidden away and preserved in the presence of the Most High, have seen the Most High face. He knew what his Father looked like. That was a privilege that was only reserved for his Son, the one who he loved more than he loved any creature, the one who he created first. Before he created the first star, before the star and the sun was created, the Most High proclaimed Yahweh in his presence. And this is just a simple fact. Why they don't want us to know this? You understand? Before the sun and the stars were created, before the world was created, Yahweh was in the Most High presence. He was in the Most High presence. No creature who was created after him have ever seen him, until the Most High presented them and Lucifer refused to bow down. And because Lucifer was disobedient because of his beauty, and he make his splendor corrupt his wisdom, the Most High said, I'm going to cast you out. I'm going to make you a spectacle before kings. That is why Lucifer is like a goat, a ram goat, a man dressed up like a goat. Because the Most High take away his beauty and his splendor and his glory, and he make him just like an ordinary, old, dirty, filthy, smelly ram goat. That is why when his worshippers, Luciferians, those people from the Illuminati and the Freemasons, when they create something in honor of their God, they create this big old stinking ram goat. Because that is what the Most High reduced Lucifer to. The Most High gave Lucifer his beauty, and the Most High take it away from him. You understand? Let us go to Revelation 12. Let us go to Revelation 12. Right? Revelation chapter 12. He's a God of order, of course. Of course, Rams, he's a God of order. He will never, ever, ever ask Lucifer to bow down to someone who is beneath him. It have never happened again. He have never asked anyone, any of his creatures, to bow before anyone except for him, Michael. Let us go. Let us go to Revelation chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12. People, I hope you're getting the message. I hope you're getting the message. Oh my goodness. The people in them came. Revelation chapter 12. Listen to this. A great sign appeared in heaven. A woman clouded with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. And she was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appears in heaven. An enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon its head. It still swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. What that is saying? That when Lucifer was cast out, he managed to convince 1/3 of the Most High heavenly hosts that he is able to ascend the throne of the Most High, and he will bring a better government to the people of the Most High. Right? And he still swept 1/3 of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so that it might devour the child the moment it was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all nations with a rod, with the iron scepter. And her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. The woman fled into the wilderness and took a place prepared for her by God, where she might be taken care of for 1,260 days. Then let us get to it. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael, listen, it would have been murder, it would have been advantage. It would have been advantage if the Most High allowed Jesus Christ to fight against Lucifer. It would have been advantage. You understand? Because this is it. Jesus Christ or Yahweh was standing in the presence of the Most High for eternity, soaking up all his power, all his glory, all his honor. So if the Most High did unleash Jesus Christ upon Lucifer, Lucifer would not have been here today. He would not have been here today, because Jesus Christ in his heavenly form has as much power as is needed to destroy Lucifer completely from the existence of existence. So listen to what the Most High do. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angel fought back. But he was not strong enough. Remember that Lucifer is Michael superior in might. Lucifer is Michael superior in strength. Lucifer is Michael superior in glory. Lucifer is Michael superior in power. And Lucifer is Michael superior in rank. But here is what happening. Michael stood up and decided, you cannot disrespect the God who created me, who loves me and elevated me to this place. You are my superior in strength. You are stronger than me. You are more powerful than me. You have more might than me. And you are my superior in rank. But I will not allow you to disrespect my father. Michael stand up and challenge Lucifer. And let's what happened. Then the war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough to deal with Michael. Because when you stand up for the Most High gave you everything and more that you need to do the job, to do what is required. So even though Lucifer was superior in might, strength, and power, and rank to Michael, he could not stand up to Michael. But he was not strong enough. And they lost their place in heaven. Why? Because Michael cast him out. The great dragon was hauled down. That ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who led the whole world astray, he was hauled to the earth, and his angels with him. Then I heard a loud voice from heaven saying, "Now have come the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of our Messiah," of his Messiah. For the accusers of the brothers and sisters who accuse them before our God day and night has been hauled down. People, what we have to gather here, you may ask, why did the Most High then send his son to fight against Lucifer? It's because if Jesus Christ went out there and fight against Lucifer after coming out of the presence of the Most High, after absorbing all of the glory of the Most High, after absorbing all the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Most High, after absorbing all the power of the Most High, Jesus Christ, Yahweh or Jesus Christ would have defeated Lucifer so much that he would have wiped him. Even the memory of Lucifer would have been wiped from the earth. You understand? So what the Most High? Leave it up to one of his lower angels to see which of them will take up the mantle, which of them will carry the fight on behalf of their Creator, on behalf of their God. Michael, the next in line, says, no, Mr. Lucifer, I respect you. I submit myself to you as my senior in rank, as my superior in might, strength, and power. I did everything that you say I must do because the Most High put you above me. But there is one who is higher than you, and you are to respect him, because in disrespecting him, you are disrespecting my Father. Michael, take up the mantle. Michael waged war against Lucifer. Michael cast Lucifer out of heaven. Because Michael does not play around with his God. With the love, the honor, the glory that is God's gift to him, he will not play around. The Most High says, I will not give my glory to another. And Michael knows that the Most High glory must not be given to another. Under no circumstances must the Most High glory be given to another. People, I had some victory last night. Some great victory last night. I had victory over evil last night. I had victory over the Caucasians and the evil last night, people. I'm telling you, I can't share it here right now, but the time will come when I will be able to share it. Victory in Yahweh Shah. You see, when you are faithful to the Most High, He gives you victory. He gives you victory that you never know, that you needed, that you never know was possible. The Most High is awesome. You understand? So there is where we have it. The Most High is not the author of confusion. No. He's a God of order. He is a God of order, not a God of confusion. He is a God of order. He will never step out of the realms of order because he's perfect in all that he do. And Lucifer knew that. That is why he should have humbled himself, knowing that he served a God of order, a God who loves him, a God who elevated him when he didn't have to. Michael could have been put in the place of Lucifer. Any angels could have been put in the place of Lucifer. It was a blessing from the Most High that was bestowed upon Lucifer. And Lucifer was made so beautiful and so splendor and such glory, and his wisdom so enormous that he thinks he was too big to submit himself to one apart from the Most High, who was greater, who was older, who was bigger, more powerful, had more wisdom than him. He thought he was too big. My people, remember, live faithfully to the Most High. The Most High says above all things, I wish that you prosper and be in good health. He said that in 3 John, the 2nd verse of 3 John. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health. You understand? So the Most High have every good thing for us. He want to do for us what he did for Job, what he did for Abraham, what he did for Isaac, what he did for Jacob. He want to make us rich on this world. But our riches must come from the hands of the Most High. You understand? So therefore you have to stay away from abortion and all of these foolishness that the white people have been encouraging these people here to do. You understand? You see them walking around with all their big belly? It's because of the abortion. They have what is called phantom pregnancies. Pregnancies that will never go away. People, live faithfully to the Most High. People, the Most High give you all children. You all will have to give an account for your children to the Most High. So if you messed up in the past, it's time for you to start setting an example for your children, because the Most High don't want you in his kingdom unless you are bringing those that he entrusted you with. You understand? And that is just the simple fact. My people, I hope that this message resonates with you. I hope I brought it clear. I hope that you understood what the Most High put on my heart to bring to you. I thank the Most High for his knowledge, his understanding, and his wisdom that he has bestowed upon me so freely. And I thank the Most High for the opportunity to bring and to share the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding that the Most High bestowed upon me with his people. People, remember, I have a big legal fight coming up, and I'm asking you to go on my GoFundMe page and support me. Support, give me the opportunity. Let the Most High use you to help me, one who is faithful to him, to be able to go into the court and represent the Most High and righteousness against these evil people who find every opportunity to oppress, to suppress, and to take advantage of the Most High people, especially when we try to live righteously, especially when we try to do what is right. People, I'm out. If you need any clarification, give me a call on Messenger, and I will be willing to chat with you for a little while to help you to understand this more clearly.